guys, it's Smalls, and today I am doing a video on the one time that I saw a demon. And not surprisingly, this was in apartment 13. I had a lot of other experiences in that apartment that kind of led up to this actual sighting of the demon. I guess I can't really say for sure that it was a demon, but I kind of almost have to assume that just based on the appearance of it. So let me get into the story and you guys can decide as well. Thanks. Okay, so to be fair, the story does kind of start in terms of the other experiences that I had in that apartment. Things just kept getting worse and more severe, I guess. And I had mentioned in a previous video that I had a really hard time falling asleep. I was always feeling like I was being watched. I would just always get like this really bad feeling, just really bad vibes. And if you're not somebody who's sensitive to energy or anything like that, you might not know what that means. But if you do understand what I'm saying, then you understand what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it other than it just didn't feel right. So the actual story starts on a Friday night. My dad was out of town again. No big deal, you know. And I think I was in my room watching TV or something like that, and I had a small headache coming on, which is pretty common for me, unfortunately. I'm nearsighted and I don't like to wear my glasses, so I'm pretty sure it was related to that. It may have been a caffeine headache too, but it was not anything too crazy. But I am always proactive in taking ibuprofen on the onset of a headache, just because I have in the past had really bad headaches, so I do everything I can to avoid them. So my dad's an older gentleman, and he was older even then, and he always kept ibuprofen on his bedstand. So I walk into his room, turn on the light, and right in front of me I see a demon. And let me try to explain to you the best that I can, the very best that I can, in terms of what this thing looked like. It was about 3 feet tall. It was all black. It had very long feet, claw things, had very long fingers. And then, this sounds so weird to say, but it did have horns on its head, but it looked more like a Batman mask. I know that sounds ridiculous. Okay. And basically when I saw it, it freaked me out, of course. But it was not very far away from me. And I watched it run from in front of me, around my dad's bed, and into my room. Into the wall, into my room, I guess I should say. And this thing, it moved like smoky water. It was completely opaque, but it doesn't look like anything I've ever seen before. Just the whatever material or whatever it is, whatever makes up this thing, I've never seen anything that looked quite like it. Like, if you could imagine, like, putting oil in water or something like that, that's kind of how it moved. So, yeah, so basically, come into the room, I turned on the light, and this thing is standing in front of me. I can't remember if I screamed or not. I'm sure I did. I just watched it, like, run from in front of me, which it was next to my dad's bed. And mind you, I'm grabbing something off of the nightstand, which is right next to the door there. And I watch it run from the side of my dad's bed, like all the way around my dad's bed, and then into the wall, which connected my dad's room and my room. So I will never forget what that thing looked like, I promise you. And I never want to see anything like that again. And for a long, long time after that, I made sure that I basically like shut down my natural ability to maybe see things. Just now in my adult life at 26, have I even considered like being open to seeing spirits more, you know, only loving spirits, of course, you know, family members and things like that. But that absolutely petrified me, and I completely understand if people don't believe me. because I probably wouldn't believe it, but like I said before, I have no reason to lie about this. I just want to tell my story so that if anybody else has experienced something like this, we can talk about it and try to make sense of it. I was always completely sober in high school. I didn't smoke cigarettes. I didn't drink. I didn't smoke pot. Like, I didn't do anything like that. I was a good kid. And I just had a very, very light headache. It wasn't anything that would cause me to hallucinate. I never hallucinated like that ever in my life. But there were some things that led up to that. The breathing under my bed, I do believe, was the same spirit. The spirit that was pushing the buttons on my phone, or on the home phone that my brother saw, I think that was the same spirit. Just that terrible feeling of being watched, I think it was the same thing. So after a while, after not being able to sleep and, you know, constantly dreading going to bed, which is so unlike me. I love sleeping. I love getting nice and cozy in my bed and just even, you know, daydreaming before going to sleep. I love all of that. I really just got tired of it, and one night, I was trying to go to sleep, and like I said, I didn't have any pets. I think my hamster had passed away by this point. I don't think I even had a hamster. I heard a pen drop, or something that sounded like a pen, like the same weight of a pen, drop on my carpet. And I'm just so tired of this. I'm so tired of being scared all the time. I'm tired of not being able to sleep. Like, I basically demanded that it got out of my room. Like, my dad probably thought that I was a little bit crazy. Because I'm like full on yelling at somebody. He maybe thought I was on the phone. I don't know. But it's late at night, and I'm full on yelling at this thing and telling it that it has no right to be there. That I am not afraid of it anymore, and that I command that it leaves. And I did this for like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. I just was like, you cannot be here anymore. I do not permit you to be here anymore. Like, you have to leave. Only loving spirits of the light can be here. And then I'm sure that I like called on Jesus and God to protect me. And after that, I didn't have any more. I did not have any more problems. Really quick thing that I meant to mention, and I didn't mention it while recording the first part of this. When I commanded it to leave, there's like a change in the air. Like, it just felt so much lighter. And the next morning, this sounds so weird, and maybe it was in my head. I'm not saying that it wasn't. But the next morning, like, even the light coming in through my windows just seemed brighter. It just felt more calm and more peaceful and more clear. It just felt so much more clear, and I slept so much better after that. But yeah, anyway, back to the video. Sorry about that. But like I said, I would always pray before bed, but I for some reason never thought to command it and to tell it that it had no permission to be there. So if you're experiencing something like that, maybe something that's not completely malevolent, but is something that's, I don't know, something that's, for lack of a better term, like harvesting your fear, tell it to go. Tell it that it doesn't have any right to be there. And saying that sounds so cliche, but that's really what worked. Oh, and I should tell you, it was about a month between the time that I heard the breathing under my bed and the time that I physically saw it. And then I think like within a week or two after physically seeing it, especially seeing it go into the wall, which was my bedroom, and then hearing what sounded like a pen drop on my carpet, it was about a week after that, then I didn't have any more problems. So yeah, the demon thing was so weird. Yeah, its body was like, it was like longer, oval-shaped middle body, and then even like kind of a oval-shaped head, and then it had like the horns on it, and then I don't think that I saw a tail or anything like that, but its feet were very long, its fingers were very long, and the way that it moved was almost like a smoke, like a black smoke. It's especially its limbs, because it ran pretty quickly. So weird. And for me to for me to just see something and it be standing there, like, okay, like eye floater or, you know, brief hallucination, but for me to actually watch this thing run from in front of me and go around the bed into the wall, like, is just beyond anything that I could ever think to imagine, especially the way that it looked. I'm not even a Batman fan, okay? Like, if you were to ask me then, or even ask me now, like, to describe what a typical demon would look like, I would probably say that it had horns. I would probably say that it's short, but I think I'd say it was red, or that it had like a really ugly face, or maybe spikes, or I don't know, you know, something like that. Not something that's like perfectly smooth, with the exception of the horns, and something so fluid, something that moves so fluidly, if that makes sense at all. I don't know. What do you guys think that it was? Have you ever experienced anything like that? Have you ever seen something so solid yet not solid? I don't know. See, I try to be logical and I can't. I absolutely know that there is no reasonable explanation for this except that it was something otherworldly. So, yeah, let me know what you think it could have been. Let me know if you've experienced anything like that. I really want to talk to people or just get feedback from other people in regards to if they've ever seen anything that looked like that. But yeah, I guess that's about it for my video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a good day. Bye.